afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another edition of American Dream Trading.com's Futures Education and Training broadcast. This is an outreach of American Dream Trading.com that we provide for free on all the social networks such as TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitch, X, you name it, we're on it. My name is Mark McSee. I am a training moderator with AmericanDreamTrading.com, and we are here Monday through Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern Time each and every day, excluding holidays. Again, we missed you yesterday. Yesterday was a national day of mourning for President Jimmy Carter's state funeral, so we weren't here yesterday. However, the futures market was open yesterday, so we even made money yesterday, even though the regular stock market was closed. So that was kind of neat. Everybody else was limited on making money yesterday, but for us that trade in the futures market, we weren't. We weren't limited in any way. So we're glad you could be here today. Again, my name is Mark McSee. We are here each and every day. If you would be so kind, click like, share, and subscribe, and also notify. That way you get notified every time we go live. Hey, I see Danny Mercer Pancake over there on TikTok live chat. Good to see you, Danny. Here every day helping us out. Danny is one of the backbones of our group. He helps do things behind the scenes. Um, Again, my name is Mark, and just so you know, neither I nor anyone else associated with AmericanDreamTrading.com are licensed financial advisors. We can never give you financial, investment, or tax advice. This is for educational purposes only. So anything that we share here is for educational purposes. What you will see on my screen is a simulated account. I do not trade with real money. Why I'm talking and educating is I'm looking at, well, I literally have 5 screens in front of my face plus a sixth one on the side. So I've got a lot of distractions going on. You should never trade when you're distracted. So I will be using a simulated account, which is what we call paper trading. It's a fake account. I mean, you're trading fake money. However, you're linked to trade live, but you're not risking any of your real money. While you're learning how to do this, you never, ever, ever, ever trade with real money. We always use a simulated account. It takes a long time to learn how to use your broker software, how to get in a trade, how to get out of a trade, you know, and there's usually 4 or 5 ways to do that. You need to know how to do that. You also need to install your broker's trading software on your cell phone, on your tablets, right? Multiple devices. If your computer would happen, if you're like I'm using here, my desktop computer, if it would happen to burn up or somebody would hit a power pole, knock power out to my house, well, what am I going to do if I'm in a trade? What if the trade's going against me when that happens? I can't exit the trade. So you have to have another way of getting out of the trade at all times. Okay. Well, the first thing you do is buy yourself a UPC unit, which you have everything plugged into a battery backup system. So if you do lose power to your house, you have it. You won't even notice it. Your screen won't even flicker. That's how well these things work. I have 3 of them in my home at different places throughout my house. I have one actually attached to what you see here. So if I lose my power, I could still trade. It gives me time to do what I need to do before the battery backup of my UPC unit goes out. I usually have a minimum of 20 minutes. I have a decent sized one. Some of the smaller ones, less expensive ones, the battery lasts a couple minutes. Irregardless, it's a good investment, especially if you're making a living at home on your computer, and your livelihood depends on it. If you're making money that way, whether it's day trading or you have another side hustle business or something that you're doing, it's a very worthwhile investment. During the summer you get your summer storms, winter you get winter storms here in the Northeast where I live, the Midwest. So uh, as a matter of fact, I was in a trade here was a week or so ago, and the power went out due to high winds. So they came in very handy. But you should know how to trade on your cell phone using your broker software. You have to know how to do that too. It doesn't do you any good if you install it on these alternate ways of trading if you never use it. So once you install, you're familiar with how to do it on your desktop, make sure you can also execute trades on your cell phone and also on your tablet or other device, whatever it is you're using. So it's very important when time is money and power is controlling everything, and you lose that, you have to have an emergency backup. It's well worth the investment. I mean, if you lose hundreds of dollars in a trade in a matter of minutes, do you think that little $50 a month cell phone bill for that one extra phone would be worth it? Only has to happen once. It would more than pay for it. Same thing with the power backup. UPC unit just sits on the floor. You plug everything into it, right? It gives you time to get out of a trade, close things down, close your programs down. Very well worth it. Once you have it, you always have it. So I would highly suggest that you look into it. I don't even know what brand mine is. Mine is APC. I don't know, whatever it is. I have pretty nice ones. So I have a uh, minimum of at least 20 minutes to do what I need to do. Down here, this one here, I might have an hour. I don't know. Am I going to continue to trade here just because I lose power? I will for a few minutes, but I'm going to do what I can do to get out of it until I'm sure my power, because sometimes power can be out for hours, right? Depending on what happened. I see Watcher 1985 there over on TikTok. Cash Farmer, welcome. If you guys would share and like and subscribe to this feed, I'd appreciate it. Get the word out to others. Uh, One of the things you could do, and I would ask you to do at this very moment, is in your browser, your web browser, go to AmericanDreamTrading.com. And once you get on the landing page, take a look around at our website. Scroll down a little bit. We have a free Discord, totally free. It was free last year. It was free the year before that. It was free the year before that. It'll be free all this year. It'll be free next year. It is totally free. When you get in there, you can interact with other members, paid members and free members of AmericanDreamTrading.com. You can ask questions. It gives you instant access to our training materials. Those would be videos. They would be written documents, screenshots, teaching, training materials. So for free, you get instant access to other things. Check us out. There's discounts in there for different things. I'm using TradingView here. You see on my screen right now. I like TradingView. This is a independent software for charting and trading. You can link your brokerage to these. There's all kinds of there's hundreds of brokers out there. Now it's not going to link Robinhood or Fidelity, the big institutional ones, but it will link all the other ones to it. And you can actually use yours. I use Webull as our broker. You can use whatever broker you want. A lot of our members use Webull. It's what Coach teaches on. That's what I use also. I like TradingView because I can link my Webull account to it. Let me show you what Webull looks like. This is what Webull looks like. Again, it's a free software to download. Doesn't cost you anything to download it. Matter of fact, you can use a simulated account on there for free. Learn how to use the software, how to get in and out of trades. You can do simulated trades in real time with fake money. And that's how we learn. Never, ever, ever risk your real account and your real money while you're learning how to trade. How much does it cost to learn how to trade? Zero. You do not use real money learning how to trade. So it costs you nothing to do simulated accounts. You download software, put it to use, learn how to use it. We also have training materials within AmericanDreamTrading.com's free Discord that will teach you how to set up and use Webull, as you see here on my screen. It has all these different widgets. Now, this is my simulated account. You can see over here, over on the left side, this pane here clearly says it's paper trading. And there's all these different widgets you can add, customize it however you like. This is not my real screen that I use to trade with. My other trading that I conduct trades in is actually more simplified than this. I mean, I have a chart, I have the L2, I have my purchasing widget to get in and out of trades. I have a futures widget over here. It lists all the futures that I can do one click and change the different and I have a favorites list that I use. Like one click automatically switches everything around, and it changes everything all at one time. So there's videos and documents that teach you how to do that with Weeble. We also have a few over there for TOS. That's probably the second largest group of traders in our group uses TOS. Again, there's so many of them we literally can't support them all, but we try to do the main ones, like Weeble. That's what we use to train with and teach with. Now, what I'm using, showing you on my screen, is TradingView because I have this thing charted out. I have my lines drawn on all my charts, as you can see here, right? These are all levels that I've charted out previously, historical levels. As you can see, like this, I have a gold line drawn here. What does that mean to you? Probably nothing, but this tells me that's a strong level of resistance. As you can see, it came up, bounced up against it multiple times. There was a couple times it broke through briefly, but that is a strong level. So that tells me I need to be careful as it approaches this. So all these lines, all these squiggly lines maybe uh, look like the matrix code to you. But this, believe it or not, is an entire novel. It tells me what's going on with these trades. Okay. And you can see some I don't really have many lines on. You know, if I'm trading Bitcoin, here's lines with Bitcoin. I can trade Bitcoin futures. I have some lines on here. The levels that it comes up, you can see these are historical, where it tends to hit the same places all the time on a historical level. Now, does it hit exactly each and every time? No, but it's close enough, right? You want to get good lines on your charts, and it'll help you make decisions. Each line is a decision point for me. As it approaches one of these lines, I'm making a decision. Do I want to stay in this trade? Do I want to exit? Do I want to maybe shed some of my holdings, get rid of part of them, and lock in my profits? Because, like when it comes up to here, again, we're looking at this after the fact, but as it broke through each level, I'm asking myself, do I want to stay in this trade? Well, let me see. As it approached this line, okay, it comes up, well, broke through. All right, now what's going to happen when it gets here? Is it going to hold or is it going to reject it? Well, broke through. So now I ask myself the same question over and over again as it moves up and down or even sideways, which it'll do that. You get consolidation. So as you can see, I have a line here that it rejected off of and it started going back down. So as it goes back down, I do just the inverse of what I did when it went up. If I'm shorting this down, making, in other words, I can make money going up, I can make money going down in the futures market because you're trading on a margin account. Okay. So that's the good thing about taking the time, learning how to chart, and we teach you how to do that. Matter of fact, our paid members, we start training and trading in the futures market together as a group, educationally, at noon. So they get 20 hours a week with their membership minimum, together in a live Zoom call. And speaking of our Zoom call, we have a bunch of members in here now. They have access to an open microphone at any time on a Zoom call that they can ask a question. And you'll actually be able to hear them when they talk. Um, so, you guys want to open up your mics and say hi? Go ahead and do that.
Hey, good afternoon from Arkansas.
There you go.
Let's go, Mark.
I see
Hello,
Arkansas.
Mark. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. See, that's a
Yeah.
all right. And that's some of our members. We have some that don't ever talk, and that's fine too. You don't ever have to talk. If the ones that don't like, they're a little mic shy, they don't like to hear the sound of their voice, they will type. If they have a question, they will type it into the chat, just like you have with your TikTok and YouTube and all the social medias. You can type within that software, right? TikTok, you got a little chat box there. You can ask a question that way, and our members have the same thing with Zoom. The ones that don't really want to open their mics, they don't have to. That's fine. They can type a question or a comment in the Zoom chat. And speaking of questions, if you have any questions, feel free to type them into your TikTok chat box or YouTube or Twitch, any of those, and we'll try to do our best to answer them live. All right, as time allows. We may even get into some live trading why we're into this. Again, the main function of today and every day is for education, in the futures market. We're not really concentrated on stocks per se. I will answer questions, but we are trying to concentrate on futures. We are live 3 times a day. Coach is live himself from 9 to 11, usually daily. We're here from 2 to 4 daily. And at 5 p.m. on our YouTube channel, we have what we call the Aftermarket Show with Dawn. And she has, hers usually runs an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours. And generally every day she has a theme that they'll discuss. But you can ask questions there also. So check that out also 5 p.m. Eastern Time on our YouTube channel, American Dream Trading. So just taking a quick glance here. Let me scroll up here. Brandon, good to see you. FOMO Fusion, welcome to see you. Let's see. Ronnie's here. Danny, Cox. What does Danny ask to trade Bitcoin futures? Do you need Bitcoin to trade it? No. The question was, you have to own the physical Bitcoin to trade it. In the futures market, what we are doing is trading contracts. All right. Now, what is futures trading? In its simplest form, futures trading is you have a producer who produces a product. It could be a pork producer who has big hog farms, right? Cows. It's a commodity. It could be anything. It could be oil, it could be silver, it could be gold, it can be wheat, corn, you name it. If somebody's able to sell something, you'll usually find that commodity able to trade. So if I have, let's say I have a national or international grocery store chain, and you can picture whatever company you want in your head. I'm sure you thought of 3 of them already. So if I'm a national chain, my stores are generally set up the same way nationally, right? If I go to a store in Ohio, it looks one way. If I go to a store in California, it's probably pretty much going to look the same way. Is everything going to be exactly where it is in the one in Ohio as it is in California? No. But generally, the stores are all the same, right? Any different than if you go into a Target store. They're all going to look the same. So if I have a national, let's say, grocery store or a store that sells groceries, let's say I sell pork products. I sell ham. I sell pork chops. I sell whatever, right? I'm going to need what it takes to make that stuff, which would be little piggies, right? So I have to buy enough little piggies meat to fulfill not only my stores in Ohio, but I also have to fulfill my orders to fill up my meat lockers and display cases with meat in California. I want them all to look the same kind of, right? So I have to buy X amount of pork, right, to fulfill the needs of my stores in Ohio and California and Michigan and Texas, right? Am I going to go to each local hog farmer, the one in Ohio and the one in California? No. I'm going to go to a major pork producer who owns a lot of corporate farms, basically, right? And I'm going to go in the open market and I'm going to make a deal with that pork producer to provide me a whatever number you want to dream up. I need 500,000 pigs, slaughtered pigs, delivered to my stores in Ohio over a 50 stores that I have in Ohio. And I have 100 stores in California and I have 200 in Texas, right? I'm going to enter into a legally binding contract for you, the Mr. Pork producer, to provide all my pork needs so that my meat lockers, my meat displays are filled up for my customers. And I want it same amount, based on wherever I'm at. So I'm not going to go to the pig farmer in Ohio and the pig farmer in West Virginia and the pig farmer in Illinois, right? That's too much work. So they buy off of one, they base it. So they negotiate a price, okay? And in the open market, if futures is like the stock market, prices go up, prices go down. So as me being Mr. Grocery Store Man, I'm going to try to get the best price. And for me to get the best price, I'm going to have to know a little bit about the futures market and then where the good prices are at so that I can buy it for the least amount of money at the going rate currently. So what I am doing by buying ahead of time, I'm locking in a guaranteed delivery, right? If I buy today, I will buy contracts so that I get a delivery, let's say in January, I get another delivery in April, I get another delivery in June, on through the whole year. That way I don't have to worry about it. I've got my orders placed. All the pork guys got to do is throw them into semis and deliver them, right? So I'm going to enter into a legally binding contract to buy that commodity. In this case, pork. So I know I bought it for $1 a pound or whatever, right? Whatever number you want to dream up. I paid $1, and I'm gambling ahead of time that I'm getting the best price as a business owner. That the price is going to go up, so I'm getting it at the least amount. Of course, the guy selling it to you is hoping the prices go down. That way, he ends up making more money that way. So you got that back and forth. The price is always fluctuating. So if we look at, let's say here's gasoline again, right? So I can look at gasoline. You see how the prices go up and down, right? They're negotiating these prices all day long, up and down, up and down. So I want to buy, if I'm going to buy a bazillion gallons of gasoline from Mr. Gasoline Maker, right? I can't make a bazillion gallons of gasoline in my backyard, so I got to buy it from somebody that does. I want to lock it in. So I will study the markets and try to lock in what I think for me as a business owner, what's the best price. And that's how that works. So what you're doing is you're buying, the buyer is getting it from the producer at a fixed price. And why is that important? Because now that is a business transaction. My corporation knows it's got to spend a fixed amount, X amount of dollars, right? And Mr. Pork Producer has got money in his pocket also. So as futures traders, we are benefiting from the movement of those prices on a daily basis. So we can make money if we see the markets are going up. People are willing to pay more to Mr. Gasoline Maker or Mr. Pork Producer, right? We can ride that price up. We can buy down here. Of course, buy low, sell high, right? That's the intent, right? So if I've already deducted that this is a good price to enter this trade, then hopefully as if they fight back and forth negotiating prices, as this price goes up, I'm making money, and then I'll sell it and get out. Do I want a bazillion gallons of gas delivered to my house? No, right? That's not why we're in it. What we are doing is we're benefiting, hopefully, right? If you know what you're doing, you can benefit from that movement in price between the producer and the buyer. So that's what the futures market is. Now, does that mean if I enter this contract and it expires at the end of, say, 3 months or whatever they go for, depending, most of them are 3 months, quarterly contracts, and I don't get out of it, does that mean they're going to deliver a bazillion gallons of gas to my house? Well, technically, it kind of does. Now, obviously, we're not big boys, right? We're not spending that kind of money. So most of our brokers, right, recognize the fact that we are day traders and we're just in here to do that. So they will close your account out so that you don't get physical delivery. It's cash basis, so you have that protection. But technically, yes, it is. You're entering into a legal contract in a roundabout way. So of course you got to have a bazillion dollars to buy a bazillion gallons of gas, right? And we don't have that. So we're spending $5. Um, we're buying it in for pennies to get into this total deal here. So that, in essence, is what it is. It's just a legal contract. So so we could get in here and execute a trade just like trading stocks or stock options. We get in here and we always buy in, and we always buy in with a stop, right? So if I get into this trade, let me just pull up one that I already have it linked to. Let's see which one I have here. Fire up a trade. So this is a paper trading account here. You can see it says so down here. So if I was going to buy paper, or if I was going to enter into, I want to execute a trade on silver, right? I have these lines. See these lines I have on here? These are historical lines that I've drawn out on my chart that I've looked back. What I did was started with a day chart. Okay. I went out way out and I looked to see where the peak and valleys were over time. Each one of these little candles represents a whole day's movement. So I started there. I drew lines at the tops and the bottoms, right? The peaks and the valleys. And kind of this is where silver moves on a historical basis. And then if I'm actually going to trade it, I'll drill down to a shorter time frame, whether 2 minutes, a minute, 30 seconds, however you want to do it. So now I have something, I have a roadmap. I know that this could break and come up here. I have a gold level here. This is just my own little mark. I know it'll generally, historically, may bounce off of this level here. It may stop climbing, or if it breaks through, it may go up very strong. So I've looked. It's touched many times. If I would scroll back in my chart, that this was a nice strong level, so I indicated it. So all I'm doing is trading the trade. Once I enter the trade, again, I wouldn't see it came up here, come back. So if I want to short this, because it looks like it might be going down, it doesn't mean that it's going to continue that way. Well, let's just say I do. Again, this is a simulated account. It's not real. Always trade with a stop loss. I can click buy. Now I'm shorting that, okay? And I'll have a stop loss in there also, which is where to go. Didn't execute it on there, did I? Here somewhere. Where to go? Yeah, let me close that real quick. Oh, I know why. Oh, no, it is there. Okay. A little glitch there. All right. Guess my stop loss is real tight on that or something. So I always trade with a stop loss, and you can also do take profits, which you don't really want to do that. No, I see why. Right there. An extra digit in there. So if I'm going to buy, short this, I can go like that, bang, and then I can put it, there's my stop loss. Now, what's a stop loss? What a stop loss is to protect you from a rapid, overwhelming reversal on your trade. I am betting, based on my training and education, that this price is going to drop. Okay, so I want to protect. How will I lose money on this trade? If I entered here, which is denoted on this, okay, here's where I entered this trade. If this trade goes up the opposite way, if it goes up, because I already said I'm buying it to go down. If this goes up, I lose money. The way I'm making money when you short something is the price continues to fall. So how can I lose money? Well, I can lose money if this goes up, right? If these candles start turning green, like these ones, I am going to lose money. So I have a stop loss that is instantly executed here, right, up here. And then there's a science on how far away you should have it. And it's based on what you're trading. Everything you trade has a different tick level or stop loss percentage. So I would have to adjust this. Now, I generally go in with a 20 or 30 tick just on everything. Now, I know silver, you can see how much it really moves. So I want to protect. So, but you have to give it room. So I'm going to put my stop there just for now. Okay, you can see how it hit here a bunch of times. But yet I still have enough room to allow this to move. I may not want it that tight. I may want it up here, whatever. Part of the education is knowing how much on any particular thing you're trading, how much of a stop loss you want. So now I am allowing this to breathe, allowing these candles to move, okay? It may come up here and I may actually lose money temporarily, but then it may shoot down. Now my area of concern is it going to come down to this line that I've already previously drawn and bounce up? So I'm going to watch. I was kind of hoping that it would come down and then break through and go down even further, and I make even more money. But if something would happen, like it is, see, it's kind of teetering there right now. Part of it's because it's the time of the day it is, right? A lot of the movements in this silver, in this case, doesn't move near as much. You can see how choppy it is now because it's more because of the time of the day. If I'd have been in here earlier today, look at these movements, woof, all the way up and down. Not a lot of money right there. But you can see it's kind of flattened out right now. So this is not a great time of the day to trade silver. But anyhow, it doesn't matter. So my stop loss is going to prevent, if this goes up, is going to prevent me from losing any more money past the point I lose my stop. It will automatically close a trade. Now, if this does indeed continue down, let's just say I thought this was going to go down based on my training, right? Then as this does indeed drop, what I would do is move this past where I bought it, right? And I would start locking in my profits. I just keep moving it down. As this drops, I slide it down. So that way, if it reverses and comes up, I've guaranteed my profits. So it works both ways. It limits my losses, and it helps me lock in my profits. So as this does drop, if this would indeed go down, which it probably won't, but I just entered this. I wouldn't have entered this trade period right here. But if it would, so I'll show you here. If I slide this down, let me slide it right here. See if if this candle comes up and touches that right there where that line's at. There it goes. You see that? That prevented me from losing any money. Instantly closed my trade out. So I lost money on that trade, but you have to give it room. There's these things fluctuate. You can see how much these candles go up and down at any given time. So you have to allow for that. How much you allow, that's what we teach you at American Dream Training, how much room to give it. Again, this is fake money, so I didn't really lose money. I didn't lose real money. But I know how to exit a trade, right? So that's why stop losses are very important. It prevents you're losing all your account, wrecking your account, limits your downside, and it also locks in your profits for you. So, and the same thing here, gold. Now, what you see here on your screen is trading view. And what you're seeing here with all these lines and all these colored things that's on here, this is Coach's 2.0 indicators. Okay. Chad Christian is the founder and owner of American Dream Trading. It's a legal corporation. Been around for over 4 years. He's been live daily for over 2.5, basically. Each and every day he's live. The community is over 10,000 strong also. But based on his 33 years of experience, he's developed this logarithm here, this script, if you want to call it that. That's what it is. It's a coding. It's a computer programmed script that reads the price of movements and plots them on here. And it also gives you, each one of these things means something. This cloud means something here. These colors, the green color, the red colors here mean something also. And then you also have trend lines that this thing draws for you automatically. When you combine all of that with the levels that you draw on your charts, on historical data, you put all these things together, and with training and experience, it will help you be more successful in a trade, whether to get in or get out of a trade. For instance, would I get in this gold trade right now? No, I wouldn't. Why? Well, I have some very strong indicators here that tell me, this here is the 200, this is a 55. You got, where's VWAP at? You have all these things here we got to worry about. VWAP's down here. That's good. It's way down here on the road. But this right here, this little mess that looks like a mess to you is painting a very strong picture to me that it's limiting this going upward. Can it go up? Yes. If it gets a lot of volume and people want to start paying more. But with these trends and these indicators that we have here, it's telling me I better wait a while. I want to see this literally move up above this line before I even think about it. Matter of fact, I will not enter this trade until it at least breaks through up here. Why is that? Pop a line on there right now. This level here that I can see visually, see how these candles kind of all hit there in this area. This is kind of a strong upward movement. So not only do I want to see it break and hold above this level, I also want to see it bust through here before it starts going up. So I'll sit on my hands. Or if this breaks down through here, I will enter this trade if it breaks and holds above this line right here that you see, because now it's below these really strong indicators. The only thing I have to really worry about is my next level down plus this here. This is VWAP. VWAP is the #1 indicator used worldwide by traders. The 200 MA is probably your second strongest one. So I have to always be very aware where these two indicators are at all time. Now, I can make a boatload of money if it would happen to go from here down to here. So I'm not really worried about VWAP. I need to know where it's at. And VWAP stands for volume weighted average price. It's a trend line. It automatically computes as the stock moves up and down in price, same way as this 200. The 200 MA measures over a 200 candles. So it's a mathematical calculation, draws a trend line based on the movement. But right now, it's kind of stuck there. It's in a bad place. Could I make money in this little bit of movement? Yeah, I guess I could. But it could also rip your face off too, that little movement. So I'm not even going to consider this. I will either sit here and wait for this to break and hold either down here or break and hold above this this indicator and up here before I would even consider entering a trade. And again, I'd have to reevaluate it if either one of those scenarios happens. But right now, it's flat. It's just kind of hanging out there. Why waste my time? I can go somewhere else and make money. So you're putting all these things together with the education that you receive from AmericanDreamTrading.com. And by the way, we do start training and trading 4 a.m. each and every day, live. The paid members have live access to our Zoom call, open mics. They can ask questions from 4 a.m. to 4 p.m. daily, 12 hours. Not to mention the 5 o'clock show with Dawn, right? Uh, Futures traders, we can trade 23 hours a day. We can trade from 9 a.m. in the morning all night long. The only time the futures market is closed is between 4 and 5 p.m. Central Time, which would be 5 to 6 Eastern. I live in Eastern myself, so it's kind of hard for me to say Central. Why do I say Central Time? Is because the futures market is ran out of Chicago, Chicago Mercantile Exchange, or CME. They're the ones that all the computers that run the futures market worldwide come out of Chicago. So everything's based on Central Time there. So with your paid membership, you get these indicators automatically. This is part of your paid membership. Now they only work with Trading View. They won't work with TOS or even Webull. They work with Trading View. And you can purchase Trading View on your own. It's a totally different software, charting software. It's one of the most popular trading softwares in the world, used by traders worldwide. We have no affiliation with it. We don't own it. They don't own us or anything like that. It's just a beautiful program and offers a lot of things you can do with it, charts and stuff. Highly recommend it. It'll run you 12, 15 bucks or so a month, depending on what package you buy and how you pay for it. And we do offer with our free Discord. Did I say the word free earlier? It's free. There is actually an affiliate link there that you can use to get percentage off on your first purchase of TradingView. And they also run sales as a corporation throughout the year, here and there. Black Friday is probably their biggest sale of the year. But if you go to AmericanDreamTrading.com, grab that free Discord, you'll get an instant discount off your subscription to TradingView if you want to use that. Do you have to use this? No, you don't. Use whatever you're comfortable with. I don't care. You want to use TOS and you're happy with it, you know how to use it. There's no real reason to switch brokers. I don't care what broker you use. Just make sure the broker that you are using, you know how to use their software. That's the thing. You have to be able to get in and out of a trade efficiently, right? Because your bank account can depend on it. All right, so what other question we have? Can you talk about making money trading down? You don't understand that. Well, quite honest, there, El Cox over there on TikTok. Most people don't. If you tell people you're a day trader, they know you're a day trader, or you invest in the stock market, right? You'll always hear something come out of their mouth. You know, they'll see on the news that the stock market is down 100 points today, and if you run into them and say, "Oh, I bet you had a bad day in the market today," I'm like, "Why would you say that?" Well, I see the market crash. That's great. I made more money when it crashes, right? We make money going up. We make money when going down. How do you do that? Well, we teach you how to do that at AmericanDreamTrading.com. So you can see here it goes up and it pulls back, goes up and pulls back, goes up and pulls back, goes up and pulls back. Some days it'll just go all the way up. Some days it'll go all the way down. But generally, you're going to have like a roller coaster, rolling hill kind of thing overall. Some days it's horrible where it's flat. Can you make money when it just flat and the price don't move? Yes. You know, what you would do is what we call that channel trading. You would trade between these two lines. Trade it when it goes up here, when it pulls back up and down. You can do that too. That's called channel trading. But this is what you want to see. You want to see this volatility. You want to see it go up and down because that way you can make money doing it both ways. So in futures, we have what we call going long. That would be when you go long, that means you believe the price is going to increase. So you would buy low and sell high. Okay, that's long. Do you know where the low and the high is at? No. But if you have your chart charted out, you can watch your levels and you would play each one of these lines as a level. Each one of these lines is a decision point. Every time it breaks through one and goes to the next, I'm asking myself, what am I going to do when it gets to the next one, the next one, the next one? So when you say going long, that is saying I believe the price is going up for now. Okay. To make money going down, we do what is called a short. Okay. Basically, we're buying a short saying we believe the price is going to go down. So I would buy, let's say, if I'm fortunate enough that I would get in here at this point, okay, up on this candle, and then I'm going to ride that down until something tells me, based on your education, training, and experience, that it's time to get out of the trade. So I would ride this down, right? And the indicators tell me when I may want to exit a trade. Okay, there's nothing here that says sell. There's nothing here that says buy per se, right? We will never ever tell you to buy. We will never ever tell you to sell. We don't do that. We're not a call out group. Why would you want to be in a call out group dependent on somebody saying buy and sell? What if that person ceases to exist, right? What if his website's down or his broadcast is down for that day? What are you going to do, right? So that's what we do at AmericanDreamTrading.com is we educate you to be able to make these decisions on your own. Is it easy? No, it's not. It's very hard until you learn how to do it. Again, if you've never seen a stock chart before, this is all fine. You haven't a clue what any of this means. But I think this is a beautiful picture myself. This tells me a lot. So I could go ahead and because it came off here, almost hit that level, didn't quite hit it, but it's pretty close, right? And rejected. So now I'm going to play this trade down. In other words, shorting it. I would just click the short button and I would play this down. And I'm going to go do just the inverse of what I did when I made money with it going up. Every line down, every level, I'm going to say, what am I going to do as it approaches it? Okay, you can see it right here. It paused for a minute, right? And then it broke down and blew through the next level. And then it kind of bounced around a little bit if you've seen this in real time. Again, we're looking at this in hindsight. And then it dropped out, blew through that level, right? And it kept going down. So, I mean, this is a lot of money. This right here, that's a boatload of profit if you'd have shorted that, right? Then it came down here and stopped. As you can see, I don't have a line there, but I can draw one there now, right? Look how many times it's a good level. See this? After the fact, look at how many times it hits it. I can scroll across. Oh, look, did the same thing here. So that's how we develop our lines on our charts, is we look at the historical, where it tends to rise and fall from. So if I'd have had this line on there previously, which I didn't, but I just put one on there. It only took a second. Come down there. Every time it comes down, I'm going to ask myself as it approaches my next level. Going down, it would be support. Going up would be what we call resistance. What's going to stop it from going up? What's going to stop it from going down any further? So I would actually, as this approaches us, and I see the candle go from red to green, well, I'm going to wait a second or two, see what happens. This thing starts to go the other way. I can exit my trade, lock in all my profits I made from here down to there. And that's a 33 to 16. That's a $15 drop in gold. Now, gold pays in tenths of a cent, right? So there's 10 of them. So if I divide $15 by 0.1, that's 150 what we call ticks, units of measure that you get paid on. Now with gold, micro gold, you get paid $1 per tick. So with one contract, which would have cost me real money of $1.45 when I bought it and $1.45 when I sold it. So for basically $2.90, now you have to have money in your account to cover the margin, right? But they make the actual trade, the real cost of the trade is $2.90. From here to there, because that's 150 ticks, it pays $1 per tick. I made $150 on one contract from there to there. What if I had bought 5 contracts for 14? Total cost would have been $14.50. As long as I had the margin enough to cover it, that would have been $750 I would have made with 5 contracts from there to there. And you're talking on a 2-minute chart, that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, let's say 15 minutes. I could have made $750 for a total cost out of my pocket of $14.50. Not taken right. It's built into the cost of the trade. When you buy it, it's automatically deducted. When you sell it, it's automatically deducted from your profits. So, so as long as I make $3 or more, I'm ahead of the game. So I have to make $3, $2.90 to break even. So I need basic. I just thinking $3. As long as I make at least $3, I'm ahead in the trade. So that's a short. And then if I wanted to, I could have automatically could have switched and bought long right when it bounced. I could have played a double bottom bounce and rode that up to again each one of these decision points, each one of these levels. And I could you can do that all day long, up and down, up and down, up and down. You can channel trade. You know, you see how this kind of bounced around here. This one here kind of broke through, but here you got the same thing. If you're skilled enough and experienced enough, you can actually make money between these 2 points, there to there. At least wait to see that it stays there. Sell it when it gets there. Buy it when it hits it. Goes back down, up and down. Do that all day long. So that's how that works. It's really the execution's not that hard. It's the education that's hard. 95% of day traders fail in the first 1 to 2 years. Why? Because they don't have the education. They don't have a community to back them up. Who are you going to go ask questions to, right? So uh, that's the issue. That's what makes AmericanDreamTrading.com such a great place. People come for the education, but they stay for the community. You have somebody you can talk to 12 hours a day with an open mic on a live Zoom call, right? All our members you heard earlier are in here on the Zoom call. They can open their mic right now and ask a question if they want. They can type in a question if they like. So that's how that works. So that people come for the education and training, but they end up staying for the community because we're a pretty tight knit group, believe it or not. And we are here to support each other. We all wish the best for each other. We all celebrate people's wins together, and we shed tears sometimes, literally, over people's losses and things that happen in their lives. Like I say, we're pretty tight knit. So, AmericanDreamTrading.com. You can get that, grab that free Discord, kick the tires, look around. You can go in there and ask questions, okay, with other members, paid members in our group. You can check out our different membership levels and everything we have to offer. Matter of fact, let me play a little 5-minute video here for you that Coach made that explains, gives you a quick overview of everything that we have to offer. And when we come back, I'm going to tell you how you can save 25% off any membership level. So let me play that for you. It'll only take about 5 minutes.
So if you guys are interested in joining us, head on over to AmericanDreamTrading.com. You guys can sign up for a free Discord or one of our paid membership. Our first paid membership that we have is our regular premium membership. With that, you guys will get access to our Zoom. Inside of our Zoom, you will have a live open microphone. You will get live training and trading starting at around 8:45 until market close every day at 4 p.m. when the market is open. You guys will also receive the hot stock pick, the pre-market setup where we go over strategic levels of certain key different stocks throughout the day you can use, and also at the opening of the bell. As a regular paid member, you will also get the IPO Center. So any new and exciting IPOs that come out, you will get them first. Plus all the videos on demand. We have around 11 videos to help you get started on your journey with us here at American Dream Trading. They'll go over things like day trading, swing trading, covered calls, cash secured puts, the wheel option strategy, our 2-minute EWO strategy that I have designed and developed from being in the stock market over 33 years. When you're ready to step it up, you can join our VIP membership. By the way, the premium membership starts at $200 a month. The VIP membership starts at $500 a month. With the VIP membership, you guys will get access to early training and trading starting at 4 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's 12 hours of access to us with some of our self-made millionaires, mentors. And then you'll get training with me starting around 8 o'clock every single day. You guys will get the VIP lounge, all the workshop classes. We put on a workshop class once per month. You will get all of the previous workshop classes and any future workshop classes as long as you're a paid member. You'll also get all the VIP training videos, we have over 50 beginner and advanced videos to help your journey. We also have the TradingView indicators. These are an overlay indicator system that goes on top of TradingView. It will require a subscription, which is about $15 a month. This is my 2-minute EWO strategy. You guys can use this with stock, options, futures, and crypto. If you're a VIP member and you want to step it up to our highest level that we have right now, which is VIP Gold, you can do that for an additional $250 a month. Now, with all of our services, you can buy monthly, quarterly, semi-quarterly, or annual, and sometimes we have lifetime deals on these, so make sure you guys are watching for deals. With the VIP Gold, you guys are going to get all the mastermind classes for free, and we have another one coming up. I will let you know when that is coming. You'll also get 1 hour of tech support where we can remote in and look at your systems and help you get set up with your charts, etc. This is not a one-on-one, but this is to help you get started if you need it. We also have weekend training every Saturday at 11 a.m. If you guys have busy lives and schedules and your jobs, right, are always in the way of you trying to get training, well, we have weekend training. We also have the VIP Gold Lounge access, the VIP Gold Priority Help Desk support. We have our news service where we're giving daily and weekly outlooks of the news. We also have breakout rooms every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. with our other self-made millionaires and mentors, so make sure you guys check that out. Everything inside of the VIP room is recorded, so all of these sessions are recorded for you, including all the training that I had mentioned before. You can catch all of this in the replays only for VIP Gold members, so if you have busy lives, everything is recorded for you. Of course, we have other things inside of the VIP Gold, like the 90-day challenge, the debt-free challenge, where we're helping you to become debt-free, and our brand new in beta live Apple chat, where you guys can watch one of our moderators, David over there, live trade Apple with the 2-minute EWO strategy that I have designed and developed. He has made currently at this time, as of December 2024, he is over $320,000 in profits that he has made using this strategy over the last 2 years. We also have our brand new futures membership. You guys will start getting training for futures from noon to 4 p.m. every day, and all the training videos, terminology, everything you need to get started in futures with our futures membership. With the futures membership, you guys also get the TradingView indicators. So those are only available to VIP and futures members. Some of our a la carte services you guys can get, you can get a one-on-one with a moderator. We have all of our training videos like the mastermind classes, how to grow a small account part 1 and 2 when it's released, but you guys can buy those from our website. You guys can also get inside of our mentorship program. Our mentorship program is $500 a month. You will sit with me every Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern for an hour in a small, intimate group where we can go over larger items or just get you kickstarted, right? Can be IRAs, 401ks, SEP, anything you guys want to talk about, swing trading, day trading, right? Anything that you guys want to get inside of that room. It's just like having a one-on-one with me every single week. And again, those are all of our products and services you guys can get at any time by going to AmericanDreamTrading.com.
And there you go. That's a nice little overview of everything at AmericanDreamTrading.com. Make sure you go there now. For crying out loud, at least go there for the free Discord, right? You get to hang out, check out things that's going on. You can ask questions in the different stock lounges, interact with other real members, ask any other questions you have, get instant access to our training videos and educational materials we have in there. We have videos, we have documents, we have all kinds of things that are totally free. Free discounts. Heck, there's even a discount in there for a Tesla. Coach is a big Tesla fan, owns and has owned many Teslas over the years. Because he's a loyal Tesla fan, they give him a link that you can click on. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's $1,000 off on a Tesla. Not pushing Teslas, but if you're thinking about a Tesla, there's a good reason just to go to our Discord and grab that $1,000 off instant when you buy a new Tesla. We're not car salesmen here, but why would you? It's free. It doesn't cost you nothing. Go there for the education, kick the tires, look around, ask questions. There's somebody there. I would even challenge you. There's people there. We are roaming the halls 24 hours a day in our Discord. There's almost always somebody there that will answer your question 24 hours a day. It's unbelievable. If you don't believe me, I challenge you to try it. Sign up for our free Discord. Ask a question at 3 o'clock in the morning. See if somebody answers and how long it takes. I think you'll be amazed. You'll find our group very helpful. There's always somebody there willing to assist you in one way or another. So, thanks, Morpheus, for showing up and sharing the live video. Appreciate it. Diesel Dan shared it over there on TikTok. Also, good to have you here, Diesel Dan. Sam over in our YouTube live chat asks, are there any beginner videos on YouTube platform that you would recommend to better understand directional trading? Well, Miles, certainly there is.
Mark, you must have your mic muted.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry, moving my lips, but nothing coming out. There's a
You
first.
got a question on
Yeah, I see it.
YouTube. On
Yeah, I was
modest
talking and I had
before
my
you mute.
mic muted. Sorry about that. That was a nice overview of our services there. Thanks, Ralph, for pointing that out. A lot of things going on here. I'm just going to quit muting my
You
mic because
good?
every time I do, I forget to unmute it. That was a good overview of video of the different things. You should go to AmericanDreamTrading.com and get that free Discord, and inside that there are links to our trading educational materials. Matter of fact, there's even a discount in there for a Tesla if you want to buy a Tesla. Coach is a big Tesla fan, has owned many of them over the years, and continues to own Teslas. You can get, I believe, it's $1,000 off a Tesla if you want to buy a Tesla. I'm not a car salesman. I'm just saying, it's free. If you're thinking about buying a Tesla, why not go grab that, right? Uh, but again, people come for the education and training, and they do stay for the community within our Discord. I challenge you to go in there at 3 o'clock in the morning, ask a question, and I will assure you there's probably somebody roaming the halls at that time of the day that will answer that question for you. We are all members of Team No Sleep, very active community. When you're as large as we are the largest and fastest growing in the world, literally. We have well over 10,000 members. Somebody will be there to provide you assistance. So thanks, Diesel Dan and Morpheus, for being here and sharing the videos. Sam had a question over there on YouTube live chat. Is there any beginning videos that I would recommend to understand directional trading on price action? Yes, consolidation, trading in channels. Matter of fact, if you go to our American Dream Trading channel on YouTube, you'll find many videos on that subject. There's literally over 2,000 videos there on different subjects. They are categorized somewhat there. You can also use the search function to maybe type in like channel trading or charting, trading within channels, and I'm sure you'll find something on that. We cover just about everything. Not much Coach doesn't cover. Matter of fact, I don't think there's anything that he doesn't teach on. Teach day trading, swing trading, long-term trading, stock option trading, calls, puts, cash secured puts, you name it. He trains on it. You'll find videos for all of those things. Go over there to our American Dream Trading channel on YouTube. They're pretty well organized there also. If you also get into our free Discord, you can get into our WAP, and once you're a member, and we have a lot of videos over there for our paid members also that aren't accessible to everybody. With paid membership comes privileges, as you saw on that video. So let's see. So anyway, Sam, yes, you can go over there and look that up. What else? Any other questions you have at the moment? Let me scroll back up. Thanks, RDS, for showing up again. Juan, see you there. Just joined in. Thank you for being here. Make sure you like, share, and put notifications and subscribe, of course. We are on all the major social networks out there. Our broadcast goes out all over the webs, the wwws, the interwebs, the internet. I don't know, there might be somebody in outer space watching us at this very moment, right? Signal goes out into space, right? They might be catching our feed. There might be somebody trading in outer space. I don't believe that, but anyway. One of the things we talked about today in our live members training, which we did for 2 hours before we even went live with you fine folks, is we discussed charting. How do we chart? And we literally took a chart. We actually used silver because silver is kind of an expensive contract to trade for most people. I mean, once you get your account built up, you can trade anything. So we took silver, and I had some lines on mine. So I actually literally blanked out my silver chart, and we walked through how do we chart things, and we covered that today. One of the ways that we did that today was uh, everybody kind of does a little different, but the technique is still the same. Me personally, I chart, I should say. I usually do a 4 hour lines and 2 minute. I keep my charts fairly simple. Other traders in our group have really magnificent charts. There are a lot of lines that mean a lot of things to them. One of our moderators, Eric, I've seen he's taught on how he does his charts. He uses different color lines that mean different things. And it's a personal choice how you do it. Uh, but I actually took a poll of our members that were in the room at the time, and a lot of them like to start with day. So even though I don't personally start with lines on a day chart, I did. So we got a bunch of lines on the chart. Matter of fact, we found there was a 52-week high. I put a special mark on that with a text, so no matter how much I scroll, that'll always show up on my chart. Um, so that way I'll know if silver would happen to move its way back up that high. Oh, that's a 52-week high. That'll be a strong point of resistance, right? To break a new high can be a hard thing. Or people may get excited that it's approaching a new 52-week high, and the volume may pour in and blow right through it, right? And you can make a profit either way. Or you can profit with the fact that that's a strong maybe point of resistance. As you can see, it came up here and bounced down. It didn't go back through at any time in the last year, right? It came close a couple times here, but it just didn't quite make it. So you can actually capitalize on, let's say this does work its way back up here. It may actually reject again. I can be prepared and ready in case it does, and then I can play the trade as it goes back down, like it did here. You see it worked its way up little by little, went up here, hit it, rejected. Look at basically been a downhill trend ever since. And that was back on October 23rd of last year. It has not retested that level since. So it's actually silver was in a down, and it still is in a overall downward trend, right? And it's trying to come back up, but it's in a different level. So what we did was we charted out the chart. We put all our major lines at the top and even at the bottom of candles, right, on a day. And then we broke it down. I like doing personally 4 hours. So I would do, then I would go to the 4 hour chart. And then I start looking for places where it hits multiple times, right? We want to see multiple touches. And then we draw a line there. What we're trying to do is mark places on our trading chart that historically in the past it's hit multiple times, right? Now, it's not always going to hit that line exactly every time. It's like throwing hand grenades. As long as you're as close as you can get, the better you are. So sometimes it'll blow through it, like you can see here. This little place, it bounced there a lot of times, but in this instance right here, it broke through a little bit, right? And then it come back down. So I know that's a pretty good line. I can look across, see here's another spot. Right, there's another spot. See how that touched it? So that's what you do. You scroll out. You're trying to find places where it stops and starts historically in the past, right? Because history will repeat itself. Institutional buyers, traders, the big companies, the big boys with all the billions of dollars, they buy and sell at certain limits. And we can see where those are historically by creating a stock chart and getting lines on it. So you may go a day, if you like to start with a day chart, you can do that. And then you start breaking it down in smaller increments. Do I have to do day, 4 hour, 1 hour, 30 minute, 15 minute, 5 minute? No, I don't. You can, but again, it's a personal preference. I try to keep mine simple. I personally do 4 hour and 2 minute. To me, the way that I day trade, that's plenty enough information for me. Does it mean I don't add more lines while I'm actively in a trade? No, it doesn't mean that. I will do that. If it's jumping around, look at silver, man, today. Look at it, 830. You could have bought a new yacht with this price movement. That thing went up. Holy, That thing went up over $1 just in that. No, almost $2. Silver went up almost $2 a day. Went up
That
from.
was a big pop. Yeah, when you
Uh,
first brought up the silver chart, that's what I
it's
thought
like,
you was gonna talk about.
well,
That
yeah.
thing rallied.
I didn't even pay attention. I
Okay.
mean, I was doing the charting. I wasn't really looking at the overall. I was
Yeah.
like, what the? I mean, that's unusual. I don't usually do that, right? So there was
That's
a
a huge
reason.
movement.
Yeah. So if you'd have been in that, you would be able to buy a yacht, a couple Mercedes, right? Um, because gold pays on. It doesn't pay now. See, that says $30.32 to $31.83.5, right? That doesn't sound when you it only went up from 31.83 from up from $30.65, right? That doesn't sound like much. That's only, let's just say that's, what is that, a buck and a half? Just say it's not even $2. That doesn't sound like it went up that much. But what you don't understand is silver pays on what, the third digit? Is that what it pays on? I don't see. I don't trade silver actively either. Silver
Not sure.
silver pays on, yeah, the third digit every five. So that 30.665, when that goes from 30.665 to 30.670, that's a 5,000th increment, right? And silver pays $5 on the micro contracts every time that goes up 0.005. So you would have to figure out how many 0.005. We'll do the math here in real time. Let's just go up here. We'll just round it off. I mean, we're not going to get exactly, but
It's a
31.835
quicker way
minus.
to do it, Mark. Get the measurement tool. So you see
Oh,
a little ruler over
okay.
there on your tools. You can just
Yeah.
drag up and it'll tell
Oh,
you how many ticks it
this.
was.
Oh, right here. Oh,
Yes,
see,
on the little ruler.
I don't use that. Okay.
And you drag it down. Click. You gotta click and just drag. You can,
Click it again. This one here. Yeah, I don't use all
just
these.
drag down.
It's grabbing my
You
whole
might have
chart
to
for some.
hold and then drag.
There we go.
There
Okay.
you go. And then in the little box, it should tell you how many tick movements it was or how many points it was to give you the
So that is
count.
214. Is that what that is?
So 214 times 5 is what you would have made on that movement.
214 times $5. That is $1,070. Yeah, I never used that. Okay. Yeah, I mean, TradingView has so
That's
many
kind of
things.
cool.
Yeah, TradingView has so many things. I tell you, he's really good at is Aaron. Aaron knows all these little tips and tricks. And again, I don't use that, but I will now. I don't have to do all this stupid math all the time. It
Yeah.
kind of shows me you're there, right? Oh, that is
But
cool.
what's the margin on silver?
Margin on a mini or a micro silver, you have to have $687 during the day. Okay,
But on that
so
movement right there, you would have did
one
really good.
contract you would have made. What did we just say it was?
Two times
204, 214 times 5 is $1,070. If you had a margin account with 600, let's say $700, and you bought one contract of silver this morning at 8:45 at, what time is that? In an hour, or not even an hour, 45 minutes. At 9:34 is when it pulled back. So in 45 minutes, you would have made on one simple contract, you would have made $1,070. Okay. Again, I'm just rounding up here, like exact. Now, what is actually the true cost? I gotta get rid of this stupid thing. Get click this. Where's whatever? Okay, so I got it off here. So from here to there, you would have made $1,070. Okay, you only had to have $687 in your margin account to execute that one trade. So if you had a $700 account, right, which is not a lot, well, it is depending on your income, right? You could have made $1,000. What was the real cost of that trade, though? You just had to have 700 in your account. Trading on margin, basically, you're just kind of like borrowing again. You're putting that money up, but the minute you execute your trade, that $700 goes right back into your account. Plus, any profit. The actual cost, if I already had that $700 in there, the cost for me to execute the trade is $1.45 to buy it, $1.45 to exit it. So for $2.90, and I'm not exaggerating here, on Webull, it's $2.90, what you call round trip. In other words, to execute the trade, entering the trade and exiting the trade. For $2.90, you'd have made $1,070.
Okay, but how many ticks did you have to get to break even?
3. It pays in. Well, you need to make $3, right? So you would only need. Where'd it go? I got a little chart here.
Since it's
One,
$5 a
One
since
tick.
it's
One tick.
it can put you on profit.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
since it's $5 a tick, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
One tick, you would have broke even. So if
Yep.
it went from 30.665 to 30.670, you would have broke. So you basically broke even right here. Okay, there's
Yeah,
your
see,
three
that's why.
Oh
bucks.
my gosh.
Yeah, see, that's
Yeah,
why I always say that don't get caught up on how much margin they holding to take the trade, right? So
right.
if they holding 600 margin to take this trade, well, you could be over there trading something that holds 100 in margin and you losing. But if they holding 600 over here, they just holding that for to take the trade. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
then over here, you only need one tick to be in profit. Over there, you need 3 ticks, I believe, to be in profit, or
Yeah.
whatever, two
Now,
ticks. So it might cost more in margin, but look at the move. You
yeah,
know?
yeah. Now this is unusual. Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
if you go look at the history of silver, it does not generally. You have more of this, right? It
yeah.
doesn't do these huge. I mean, there's a lot of nice movement there. Don't get me wrong. I mean, all this. I mean, I just said 0.005 pays you $5, right? So now, here's the downside to that. If you was in here and you traded this without a stop, which by being a member of American Dream Trading, we never use a stop. Okay. Well, let's say I was trading without a stop.
Yo!
Yes, exactly. So if I using this newfound tool of mine, if it would have gone here, that is just between that one candle there, 35 ticks times $5. I'd have lost $175 right here in literally less than about a minute and a half. So it can rip your
Wow.
face off in a hurry. But would an American Dream Trading member had his face ripped off there? No, because we are trained to never, ever, 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 did I say ever? Trade without a stop. And that's why it's very important that you don't trade without a stop, because these things can and do happen continuously. Silver, it pays well, right? If it's going your way, but the second it doesn't, you're losing big money too. It works both ways, right? There's a risk to reward. So before you think, oh my God, that guy said, look, I could have made $1,000 and I could have made $1,000 in 45 minutes. I'm not telling you that. Don't be rushing out buying silver because some guy on the internet said, oh, look how much money I could have made, right? You have to know what you're doing when you get into certain futures because of the risk, right? Because it can move. What's the ATR? ATR is 0.02, right? Or yeah, 0.02,
Yeah, I was looking at
0.005.
ATR.
The
It's pretty
average tick
small.
is the average ATR in silver is 4. So is $20 an average tick. So you can gain and lose $20 on every candle in a hurry. So, you know, that's what we call ATR, is average true range, what it moves. It says it moves 0.02. That's 4 ticks. 4 times 5 is $20. You can lose $20 just like that, right? On an instant. This 1
So
minute
do
candle,
you base your stop on number of ticks then, or no?
yes. So
Yeah.
now, if it moves that much, right, you're going to have to figure out what tick rate you're comfortable with. How much money are you willing to lose on any given trade, right, without hurting yourself? And that is the art of trading, is knowing where to set your stops at, right? Let me come over here. I mean, you can see it ain't moving. See now silver's back into its normal
Normal.
rhythm kind of thing, right?
So if you get the ATR for like an hourly candle or a daily candle,
Yeah,
it'll give you probably a daily chart will probably give you a
yeah,
better representation of what you might be
that's true.
using.
Yeah,
Today is abnormal. Like
right.
silver, that's a big move.
That was a unicorn. Yes.
Yeah.
See, the ATR here on a day chart is oh boy, is 0.77. That's the ATR 0.77, and we know you get paid on 0.005. So if you divide that in there, that's 154 ticks times
Oh,
$5 a tick. The daily ATR is a $770 move if you bought it in the morning and sold in the evening. So you can see that it is volatile. It is a
yeah.
volatile thing. See how much this is a day chart. This is how much it moves in a day. Again, it's not like that every day, right? It has its moments. Today was that little movement there was a what you say was a unicorn, right?
Hmm.
Now,
It
That's
used
that's
to
that's the
move.
problem. But you can't just go trade it. Some things will destroy your account in a minute if you're not experienced. I would never suggest to a person that's just learning to trade to go trade silver. I would want somebody to have years of experience before trading something like this. Can I make a lot of money? Yes, you can. But you just seen this has an ATR of 77 and it pays in 0.005 increments. That's a $700 spread of money, right? That you can gain or lose in any
Look,
single day per
look at
contract.
the 7 day rally. It's been rallying for
Yeah,
seven
one,
days.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now let's go back to here. Now, how do I learn to trade? Well, I'm just going to use silver. Okay. Here's using Coach's 2.0 indicator, right? That's built in with TradingView. Okay. One of Coach's investment trading strategies. There's really two main ones, but there's lots of them. We have two main. Let's just say if we had to break it down, excluding long-term investors, right? But on a day-to-day day trading type of again, I'm kind of hesitant and I'm stuttering around because I don't want to be make too much of a generalization. But you can play the EWO, which works on any time frame. Either you can do it on 2 minutes, you can do it on 2 weeks, you can do it however you like. And then you have people that scalp, which means you're getting in and out. I'm gonna play this candle. I may jump in and out 50 times during a day. Where in EWO, you're playing the rhythm of this wave up and down. So one of the things I could do is I can wait for this setup here. Okay. So I'm gonna exclude this one over here. I'm not even gonna pretend that we got in that, but we could have, right? If we were watching this, I was waiting for an indicator to tell me when to get out. Now, the way Coach's indicator was, it doesn't tell you to buy, right? It doesn't say buy, sell. We don't do that in American Dream Trading. We're not a call out group. But using Coach's strategy, this would have been your entry point here, all right? The next bar was larger than the first. So what that does is that helps me get in at a good entry point. Now, if you will look, and 99% of everybody in our group should be doing this, okay? The EWO trading strategy. So about right here, you can see all these indicators are jammed up here. And it's kind of at the 200 right there. It's at a tough spot, but you can enter right here and you'd erode that puppy all the way up. Now, nowhere does this tell you when you have to get out, right? It doesn't say, watch out, this candle's about to form. You're about to get your face ripped off and lose everything that you got, right? It doesn't do that. Now, it does show you there's a trend, right? But these things are lagging, right? It's a lagging indicator, okay? So you have to, through education and experience and training, decide and know when to get out of a trade, right? So, yes, oh yeah, we're bragging about, oh, look at all the money we could have made. Could have, right? I didn't, but, right? If following that strategy, I would have made a lot of money. Now, would I have been able to get out right here? I don't know. I would have, if I had my lines charted out. Now, I will tell you, as a trader, okay, I don't. you're supposed to shed. So if I had, like, say, 5 contracts, right, I could have shed some of them on a pullback and locked in my profit and let it ride. Do I do that in real life? No, I don't. As soon as I see pullbacks, I take all my profit, get out, and then I can re-enter if I have to. But if I would do the way the coach teaches us, and you should do it, right? Because I have a scalper's mentality too, so the two clash sometimes. But you can't mix the two; they don't work well that way. There was no reason to get out of this trade at all the way up here. Using coach's indicators, it's now above all these places of entry that were resisting entry for a price movement. I have my lines on my chart, so now that I am above where I want to be for a great entry. Now I'm going to trade my levels that I have already put on there. These are all historical trading levels, and we teach you how to do that also. So not only am I taking this information provided by Coaches 2.0 indicators, which come with your membership, okay? I could ride this up here. There's nothing in here that tells me when to get out of this trade. It still tells me this is a great trade, and this is happening in real time, okay? Now, this is after the fact, of course, right? It's easy for me to say this now that it's happening, but when you're in this real time, right? Matter of fact, I haven't done this for a while. TradingView has this neat little thing. It's called a replay feature. I can grab this and then move this over here, and I can click, and this will play. And I'm going to speed this up. I'm going to go faster. Okay. Let me show them this first. So there we go. This is a replay feature. See, if I was trading this, see how these things jump around, right? Now again, I got this 3 times normal speed, but that would really, I can't sit here for 20 minutes and play this, right? So as you can see, this is a neat feature. You can always go back and replay a trade. It lets you do that. Now I did it 3 times, but you can see how the candles jump around, right? So you have to decide when to exit the trade. So I'm going to ask myself, and I have a gold level marked here. Look how that stopped right there. That even reassures me I picked a good gold level. What I call gold level is just a really strong point of resistance or support. You can see how it paused there before it broke through. So every one of these is a decision point. I would like to think that I would have rode that puppy up, right? You kind of consolidated here for a little bit, came up here and rejected, pulled back. I would have most definitely got out on this candle, right? And pulled back. I would have gave up a little bit of profit, but still, you have to, based on your training, you have to know when to get out. Go ahead, Ralph. What's your question? Comment.
I got 2 or 3 things now, so we get this one first. The Diesel Dan say you got a question over on TikTok
Okay.
from L Cox, and then whenever you get done with that, I'll talk about what caused the rally.
Okay. Oh, good. You have the news on that. All right. Let me scroll up here real quick. Thank you for that, Diesel Dan. Oops, too far. How much? French Onion asks how much is silver contracts. Do they represent? Are they like an option contract? Well, stock options are different than future contracts. The leverage on a generally the options on a futures contract is 20 to 1. Stock options are generally 100 to 1. The great thing, and this is why, and I do trade them all. I trade stock options, and futures. But the only thing I don't trade is bonds, and just because I don't know anything about them. You do have no Greeks to deal with in the futures. What I mean by Greeks, that's a mathematical formula built into stock options. They'll take a contract and divide it into like a week. If you buy a weekly contract every day, they divide that up literally every minute. There's a mathematical formula that causes a degradation of, oh, thank you, Cox. I already answered that question. There's a degradation of that contract into stock option. So literally every minute that contract is alive, the value of it, the potential of making the same amount of money every minute decreases. Single day contracts, let's just say, again, I'm oversimplifying it. It's a very complicated math. It's the deltas, the gammas, the thetas. There's all kinds of things that is involved in it. It's based on the volume, how fast it goes up or down. Or is it not really going up and down? Is it going sideways? Again, I'm no math whiz. I don't really care, right? All I care about is making money. I can't explain what it is. All right. But the Greeks is like, so if you get a big, like this one here, if the way this shoots way up like that, you're in stock options, your profits accelerate. When it pulls back like this candle did, your losses also accelerates. All right. So when you get these pullbacks up and down, this volatility, like let's use this candle here. Let's say I was here. Let's just say I bought right here, okay, on this candle. Okay. Let's say I bought right here at this green candle, just as an example. Okay. So I bought this. I made money. I made $1. I made $10 when this went up to here. Well, this next candle pulled back. Well, now I just lost. Let's say I lost $50, right? So now for me to get my $10 back, this candle has to come back up, and probably most likely because of the stock options, because of the Greeks, I actually may have to get clear. It may have to come back up here for me to recover, right? For me to get my dollar back, it has to go up maybe $3, right? After a big drop like this. With futures, you have no Greeks to deal with. If this goes up $1, I make $1. If this drops down $3, I lose $3. But when it comes back up to that point where I bought in at, I'm back up to my dollar again. There's no Greeks that accelerate your profits and losses. Now, it's a benefit in stock options to have those Greeks, right? Because when you get these huge candles, man, it really accelerates your profits. But when it pulls back on you, when you don't, especially when you don't see it coming like this, somebody could have just dumped it, right? You get your face ripped off, and it takes a long time to recover for something like that. The futures, I like it. It's just like a stock. If a stock goes up $1, I make $1. If the stock drops $1, I make $1. If the futures go up a dollar, if you want to look at it that way, they call them points. But if it goes up $1, I make $1. If it comes down, I lose $1. If it goes back up, I make my dollar back. So that's why I like it. I get the beauty of a leverage 20 to 1, not as much as 100 to 1, of course. It removes that additional rip your face off risk in trading. Okay, it's closer to like trading stocks, even though this is a contract. So that's what I like about it. To me, there's less getting your face ripped off in these big price swings. So that's the difference. Go ahead, Ralph. Silver contracts, by the way, what did I say? The micro silver was $687 per contract. The E-mini is $1,718 you'd have to have in your margin account. So it's not inexpensive by any means. And the way that it pays, these things will wreck your account in a hurry. Now, this is,
So,
go ahead, Ralph. Why did this happen at 8, whatever time this was?
all right. So, well, they had a news event, non-farm payroll, right? NFE event, but you can see how much timing plays a role in that whole rally right there, right? So we
Mm-hmm.
know that they had a news event, the NFP, non-farm workers payroll change or whatever. Richard probably can explain more in detail about what that is if he's still here. It's a big deal, right? It's like an earnings
Mm-hmm.
report
Mm-hmm.
for currencies. But you can
Name it.
see that the sell-off started right at the shift change. Like whenever they be like shift change, in the morning.
Right, 10 o'clock.
Yeah,
10 o'clock
yeah,
Eastern.
yep. And then the news came out at 8:30, and then they have, I guess you could call it a knee-jerk reaction. You see how the candles pour down first,
Mm-hmm.
and the volatile movement in the news, and then you had the
Yep.
consolidation, and then just a straight
Yep.
up breakout.
News
And
comes out 8:30 Eastern. Let me move this over here. There's 8:30. Oops, didn't let go of it. There's 8:30. There's a giant reaction to, like he said, the knee jerk, right?
yeah, and yeah, that's pretty much what caused it. Uh, I don't know what the numbers was of the NFP news event. They usually have a strong movement in currencies for non-farm payroll.
Mm-hmm.
It measures the amount of workers, I guess, that lost their job to exclude the farmers and government workers.
Okay.
So basically, like the everyday workers, it's like it's like a unemployment numbers thing, I guess, for the month.
Hmm.
Because I know they have unemployment every week, but
Yep.
and then they have like I think two
Yeah.
days ahead of that they got like the APO, AP something, the AP non-farm payroll. So that'll be the people
Hmm.
that I think they print checks or something like that. They got like the biggest account for
Yeah. ADP. Hmm.
payroll.
Hmm.
Yeah. So they usually have the numbers off of that will influence the numbers off the non-farm payroll, which happens a few days ahead of time. So that should have been earlier in the week. And then
Right.
this is the main one that the government. So you got
Yeah.
those numbers in addition to the government numbers. And
Yep.
that's what caused the big movement, the news.
Now, is that a bad thing? No, it's a great thing, right? Because American Dream Trading members, paid members, we know when these events are going to happen. As a matter of fact, our futures memberships, you get a weekly newsletter that outlines each and every government report that we can trade with in futures from around the world, United States, London, Tokyo, uh, Germany, you name it, the major markets, Australia, Switzerland. Uh, we provide that to you. We give you the whole week's news release, days and times that those things are released. Why do we do that? For that very reason Ralph was just talking. The news can come out. Now, we don't know what the result of the news is going to be until they release it, right? Every week in the United States, you get the unemployment numbers, right? We don't know whether the unemployment numbers were good or bad until it happens. But having that knowledge of when these events are going to happen in the futures market, we are trained how to capitalize on that news. Now, it takes training and education, of course, to interpret that news, right? So we have to not only know what day it's going to happen, what time it's going to happen, we have to know that if they say X, we know that this is going to happen to, more likely is going to happen to the price or the value of this contract. If they say if they say Z, we have to know what that means to the price, how that may or may not affect that. And that takes a while to learn all those things, how news has a direct correlation on movement in the market. So in this case, it basically was overall employment numbers, right? So apparently there was a knee-jerk reaction. They didn't like the numbers, right? But then after things get interpreted, things can really change around, right? So you get that as a paid member in your membership every week. And now that in our Discord for our paid members section in our Discord, we also repost them on a daily basis as a reminder what's coming up the next day so that you can look at it. Do I want to trade? Like the London market opens at 2 a.m. Do I want to get up at 2 a.m. to go trade because of news? Well, it depends what the news is. Do I do that? I have done it plenty of times, right? I mean, I wake up that time anyway. I'm not 2 a.m., but 4 a.m. generally I'm up, at least by 5.
Another thing
So,
you could that's interesting, Marcus. Look where you got your level at with your the dotted line level.
mm-hmm.
That was significant. And I know you had that
Yeah,
before this trading day even came, right?
right, right.
And look how it went up to it, it passed it up, but it came back and then it just traded in that area for a while,
Yep,
before it finally got off of it. So
right.
by you having that level and knowing, right, that it's probably going to stop right there, you can know that, okay, I'm going to go on and get out because this is a significant level that you had marked for some reason. And if it
Mm-hmm.
was your chart, you'll have the reason why you
Right.
had that level marked. And you'll be
Yep.
like, okay, if you was in the trade, you'll be like, okay, I'm going to just be paying attention right here because I don't know if it's going to keep going or what. And it went past it, but then it came right back to it. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So
Yeah, and that's this again, having these lines on here. We teach you how to do that, right? That's another skill. It's another tool in your toolbox, having a roadmap by having these lines and these levels. Again, this is my chart. It's not going to look like your chart, right? Because you have your things, way things you like them, and you develop that over time, right? Again, I used to have 1,000 lines on my chart, and some of my charts still do. I could, look at this chart here. I got all kinds of, look at all the lines on that one, right? There's a reason for it. Now when I spread them out trading, it doesn't look that bad, but uh, having lines on there is important because it shows you historical levels. Again, this was a miss. Don't get all excited. This doesn't happen every day, but we know on average by looking at that day chart, there's a 700 in dollar amounts. There's a $770 average price swing on one contract of silver, right? Potentially. So,
Yeah.
yes, it can make you a lot of money, but it's not for the faint of heart, and you shouldn't be trading, especially if you don't know what you're doing, because you can wreck your account. You can lose that $700 in a hurry too. So, don't trade
Yes.
it. That's for the experience. I've traded it, but nothing like this, right? I've made maybe $100 off of silver. I haven't done it extensively. I just happened to do it once or twice. I think, matter of fact, I've only traded it maybe 2-3 times max, and they were all like typical movements, like this kind of stuff, right? These little. I
And
had been
even yeah,
having.
even on the days like when you trading, it silver is really good about you. Like if you're a scalper and you just want to get in and make a nice amount in a short amount of time, hey, you can
Right.
do that with silver.
Yep. But
Yeah.
again, these levels,
So
historical levels matter, right? Especially the strong ones. These indicators matter. VWAP matters. You can see here's VWAP, all right? VWAP is the number one most used indicator worldwide. See how this stuff keeps bouncing off that? It bounces off it coming down, it bounces off it coming up. VWAP always matters, no matter what. If you didn't have a single line on your chart, VWAP is the one you need to have on there. Volume weighted average price. This is the single number one. Matter of fact, if you look at Coach's charts as he's training us during the day, he doesn't have a million lines on his charts that he's showing us visually, but I guarantee you, he's got VWAP on there. He's looking at VWAP. He's looking at the 200 MA. Those two are very potent lines. They're very strong. So, if it's trading above VWAP, that could be positive. If it's below VWAP, breaks and goes below VWAP, that could be a negative. So you have to understand what these things mean and the importance, and combine with everything else that's going on this chart, how you should look at the trade. And it may be very well, I don't want to get in this trade right now because of the way that my lines and my indicators are showing me. Sometimes you don't just take a trade for the sake of taking a trade. Would I take this trade right now? No, I would not. Personally, this is me. Why? Because VWAP's right there. The 200's right there. I got a level there. This regression channel, which again, I'm not going to get in and explain all these things. I got a regression channel that's on a downward, right? So I'm about to go long, especially if we've got 20 minutes left in the trading day, right? It's the weekend. Today's Friday, right? Friday, yes. So people are going to be exiting their contracts because they can't trade tomorrow, right? And they can't trade Saturday or Sunday until 5 o'clock at night. So this VWAP right here, there's enough right there to tell me to stay out of this trade. Now, can I make money between here and there? Yes, I can. But I'm not going to enter this trade because of what this chart's telling me. Ralph.
if silver did that, gold, I wonder if gold had the same type of. I
Oh,
didn't
let's
even look
look.
at gold's chart
There's
today.
gold chart right there. Gold chart at 8:30. Oh, look, Ralph.
It had the
There it
breakdown.
goes. There's your 8:30. And it did the exact same thing. Matter of fact, it looks exactly the same,
Yeah,
right?
most
If
of the
I,
currencies probably did that. I didn't
well, these are
study
metal.
that.
These are metals, right?
Well, yeah,
So
that's metals. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So and here's the pullback, just like right there's gold. There's silvers. They're identical. They had the
yeah.
same reaction, right? Now, unfortunately,
What about some of them other
I
metals?
was not in any of these things because I had an appointment, a life appointment today. Life got in the road. Now I did make. No, I take that back. I was in gold here because I was at my appointment waiting. Okay, I got in this trade. I didn't realize this happened with silver too. I didn't even realize why it happened, and I didn't see this whole thing going on here. But I did jump in gold. I scalped it. I got in here, right? I got in. I think I got in around here somewhere, and I
Yeah,
played it. I played it up
11,000.
to wherever. I without looking at my trading, um, whatever you want to call it, records. So I played it like between here and there, and I made $300 and some, which I did post that So I did 300 between here and there on a
I
handful of
saw that you did some
contracts.
trading last night, Mark.
Well, yeah, I did a lot. Yeah, I did trading, watching Penn State blow the game last
Yeah,
night.
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, yeah, I did
What
well
you was
last night.
you was trading gold then?
Gold and oil. Yeah, last night. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, I like gold and oil is my favorite, especially in the off hours. But I don't care. I'll trade just about anything. Whatever's moving. So, is every day a successful day? No. Right? Is every trade a green trade? No. I have lots of. Every day I have red trades. Right? Even in what I was trading last night, I had a bunch of red trades. I got smacked in the face a couple times. Matter of fact, I was down. I think when I first started, I think I was down over $100 at the beginning. I'm like, oh, this ain't too good, and then it started moving. So that's why you use stops. It limits your downside and it locks in your upside as this climbs. So, yep. So that's how that works. Again, now here's the thing that does help you trade, though. Okay, and I'm going to exclude this because this was a news-related type thing here, right? This is not an everyday type of thing. Here you get this is more of your movements here. You're always going to have those things that really is nice, right? Um, but you can use Coach's 2 minute EWO indicators. Here's like if I'm going to trade the downside, I would have entered here, which is what it's doing is giving you a visual to what's going on up here. You can see it broke through all these indicators up here. So that is an entry. That's a go signal there. It's just a place to get in. Broke through that level. I could have rode that all the way down here. Now it pulled back up, right? So the amount of money I made between here and there was more limited than something like this, but it was still a profitable trade. You just have to know when to exit. Same thing here. Here's a green EW. It's a small one, but there's my entry point right here. And it just so happens above the indicators, I could have rode that from here to up to there. Now, that may not look like much. What is this number? This is up here is let's call it 28, and this down here is 21. That's $9. So that's 90 ticks. That's $90 per contract. From here to there, I could have made with a real cost out of my pocket of $2.90. I could have made $90. 6 minutes. Or no, that's 2 minute chart. 12 minutes. Say 10 minutes, right? And then I could have wrote it down. And this told me when to get in, gave me an indicator. Now again, this is here, but I still got to look at the big picture, right? I can go down here. Let's just pick a red one. Here's a red one here, right? Go down. There's my entry point. It's below these indicators up here. It's a good visual representation, reinforcement that that's a good entry based on what coach teaches us. There it is. I could have got in that EWO, played that. Now I'd have got nervous right here because here's the 200 MA, right? I would have got nervous down at this point. There's VWAP down here. So there's the two strongest indicators hiding. You always got to know where those are at. Right here's the one, here's the other. So as this row down, I would have got real worried right here personally, but it had enough volume sellers selling off. It blew right through it. Went down. Here's VWAP. You can see there's some wicks there that barely touched. It didn't even actually touch, but it got close, right? And it stayed up here. Now it consolidated, right? So I would have probably got out here, locked in my profits. How much of a movement is that? That is, let's just call it 23 to, what's that line? 14. That's a $10. Just say $10. $9 move. That's 90. There's another $90 there, right? So using coaches indicators, it helps you and gives you confidence. And once you understand what all this means, it helps you stay in the trades longer, right? And when you get pullbacks, you can shed and let your runners run, right, like you're supposed to. So that's good. What
Gold went
else?
up. I know all the currencies made a new 52-week low.
Oh, did they?
All the ones that's USD
Mm-hmm.
passed, yes, they confirmed the downtrend. It's going down. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
the US dollar made a new high.
Yeah,
Um,
that
yeah.
the business card they gave us.
Oh, I thought someone was saying talking, but yeah, it confirmed the downtrend. So like the US dollar made a new I wonder if it had an effect on all. Can you pull up all today? Did you trade all?
All,
Well, you
all. Is that how you say it down south? All down in New Orleans,
oil. Um,
Nons. How do you say New Orleans?
a lot of people call it Earl, but
Earl.
yeah, oil. I hate
Yeah.
that when somebody be like, "Hey, did you see how much Earl was?" I'm like, "That's
Earl,
oil,
Earl.
Earl."
Is he married to Louise? That shouldn't make fun. I talk.
Oil.
I'm redneck too. There's oil, crude oil, right? WTI. What was you wanting? 8:30 thing
Yeah,
or?
yeah. 8:30. That's a
Uh,
that's a rally right there. Last night. Well, I don't know what time it
yeah.
is over
Here's
there.
the
So far,
8:30. Say here's the 8:20ish, whatever. Oil got to actually get a little
all
pop,
since
right?
last night. So you was in this trade last night.
Yeah, I was at
Oh,
gold
that was a
more
big
though.
rally.
I was at gold more. Yeah, if I'd have let that go.
Man,
Yes, that's a super EWO.
Mhm. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, that's a lot of money right there, buddy.
I
And
need to trade oil more.
that's inexpensive too compared to other ones. So
Yeah,
and it pays tenth of a cent. Now oil again,
a dollar a tick.
it's the same thing. Here it was at 74.30. Up here, oh wow, Craig, that really went up, didn't it? That went up.
Yeah,
That went up $5. It normally don't do that either.
that is a
Oil is
rally.
more, yeah, oil is more of this, and oil's trading generally higher right now. So as you can see how I'm used to trading oil down here. Look at all my lines. See how all those are scrunched up down there. Now, when I spread that out, it's not as bad. I have my
It's
chart.
way
But up
above
here,
where you
you can
used to
see up
trading.
here, yeah, but up here, you can see I don't have as many levels charted out right now. You're all laugh when you see all these lines. But when I have it, obviously when I scrunch that up on purpose, you can see those aren't as tight now, right? So when I'm looking at my chart, I'm looking at this, right? So yeah, I don't have as many up here, but I will. I'm going to redo this chart anyway. I got way too much stuff on there. So, Timo, did you have a question? One of our paid members.
yeah, Mark. I put in the chat.
Oh, I see
Um,
that. Mm-hmm.
so like during the day when the coach trades MES, right, futures,
Mm-hmm.
he always refers to the SPY chart
Mm-hmm.
for VWAP. Why
Mm-hmm.
doesn't he use the VWAP on the MES chart?
Well, if you're going to
I
compare,
think it's because he's using trading view for MES.
yeah, if he's trading, you want to always use if you're whatever you're using. If you're using Weeble, right, whatever broker you are using, you want to trade based on the broker's information that they're giving you on that chart. So Weebles, because we already know there is a discrepancy now, and there's a reason. There's a mathematical reason. There's a difference between trading views, VWAP line, and Weebles. Okay, there's a difference between Weebles and TOSs. It's all on how they do their math is done with built into the software. So you always want to use whatever broker. If you're using Weeble as your broker, you want to make sure that you trade using Weeble's lines, right? So same way. So, but you can see they all. I mean, sometimes it's literally pennies difference, right? But there is a because the way, and I'm oversimplifying this. Uh, Weeble starts at 9:30, they're counting the numbers, and TradingView starts at 9:31, counting the numbers. Again, I'm
Yeah, and then
oversimplifying that,
also
but that's the
for the
gist of it.
for the markets, Timo, MES VWAP line is gonna start at the beginning of the daily calendar, which is at 6 p.m. the
Right.
prior day, and SPYs is gonna start at the opening bell of the stock market, which is at 9:30. And so it's just there's a difference in what they anchored at. So basically, SPY has a session VWAP, which is more accurate to the time you trading right now, versus the VWAP line that's a daily VWAP line
Mm-hmm.
on MES, because MES day starts the new day starts at 6 p.m. Eastern. So it starts at like what it is, 5 Central Time or 6 Eastern. I know that the new daily calendar opened up at 6 Eastern because I always track Eastern time, which is kind of confusing because CME group is on Central Time,
Right.
but it's
Well,
starting
you live in
today.
Central Time, don't you?
I live in Central
Well,
Time,
then it
but
shouldn't be confusing for
my
you.
my
I live
brain
in
is
Eastern.
trained.
You live in Central Time.
I do, but I got most of my clock set
Right.
to New York time just
Right.
because of that reason.
Well, we're all, I mean, you got to admit, our roots are stock and stock option trading, right? That's
Yeah,
how we
right.
learned, and everything we base is on New York time, which is Eastern. So
But yeah, that's the reason
when
why
we
the
speak
VWAP
in
started
American
to be
Dream
off.
Trading, when we're speaking in times, we always speak at Eastern time because we have traders. Literally, we have traders from all around the world in our group, and we have a lot of traders that live on the East Coast and a lot of traders live on the West Coast. So, it's harder for the ones on the West Coast when they say, "Well, at 5 o'clock on my chart." Well, no, you mean 8 o'clock, right? They're always struggling with that, right? And you see me stutter when I try to give a central time. Yeah, it's CME groups that I'm always stuttering around because I'm thinking Eastern time in my brain. I gotta. It's not natural for me talking central time, right? So
Right.
yeah, yeah. So and there are some adjustments, and to be quite honest with you, we are actively trying to find a way that's a little bit more effective with the VWAP settings, but it's the base software that TradingView uses, how they compute things. That's all.
Yeah.
Is it that significant? Well, no. If you still trade to trade with what software you're using, so always use. If you're using Webull, you use Webull's whatever they're showing you. If you're using TOS, you should use whatever TOS is showing you, right? Etc. and on. So.
Yeah. So basically, I think Ralph had hit the nail,
Mm-hmm.
because my question was, the both charts were on Webull. It was just the VWAP was different on MES, and I think Ralph answered that because
Yeah. Right.
it started at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
Instead of that.
Yeah.
Correct.
Does that also happen for the MA 200 as well, or it's just VWAP?
Yes. Yeah. Everything would be that way.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
if you
the
look down
MA,
here, you can. There's actually a setting. You could probably come down here and change this to regular trading hours, but then that's and compare it. You know, so I can actually come down here, regular trading hours or electronic trading hours. Now that's on TradingView. So, but it's going to mess up everything for you. So,
the
and don't get,
MAs though, they still attract by whatever time frame because they different on every time frame because it's counting like it's counting candles. Like the 200 moving average is counting the
yeah,
last
yeah,
200 candles.
right, yeah, 200,
Like,
right. Well,
yeah.
VWAP is on 14 generally, I believe. Well, no,
Well,
no.
well,
I take
V
it back. No, no. Let me recheck it.
well,
It's continuously. It's
yeah,
continuously, right? It's volume weighted average price, which means
and
every
it
time the
starts
market's
tracking
open,
wherever it's anchored.
yeah.
So like
So,
if you like a way around it, if you could use an anchor VWAP and just start it off on the daily count on the opening
yeah,
session candle and then it track
yeah.
that way. I
I
don't get
think
out to all that. I just use
I
the
don't either.
weekly and the session,
Yeah, I
you
just do
know.
whatever it shows in front of me. I'm not going to get in all that.
Yeah, I
Have
just
to
use it.
do that every day, and then if
Yeah,
you forget, then you're looking at an
I
old
do all
line.
that.
It's not worth it really to me.
Yeah,
But
it ain't
other
that
people do.
particular to me. Yeah.
Yeah, here's another one that you can make a lot of money and lose a lot of money on. Gasoline. Uh,
Oh yeah.
this I did the
Somebody was
math on
trading
this.
gasoline.
Oh, Vinny, he's paper
Oh,
trading it.
Vinny, yeah.
He's paper trading it. He's the one who brought it to my attention. I don't have it charted out, but I did do the math. I'm like, oh, what's that? That's a big movement because gasoline is like silver. It, yes, you have these steady climbs sometimes, but generally it's this kind of thing, right? But there is a lot of money being made in gasoline. Just between this point and that point, which don't look like much, you're talking between, what is that line? $2, 6.11, and $2.05. Just say $2.06, $2.05. Okay? With having, now it's expensive. You have to have $1,600 in margin to buy one contract. But just that one penny move, you would have made $400 on one contract. And again, what's the real cost of a contract? $2.90. Right? Either way, whether I make money or lose money. When I say the real cost, yes, you have to have $1,600 in your account, which is automatically returned upon the completion of the trade. The real cost is always fixed. Whether I make money or lose money, I'm paying $3 for that trade per contract. So that's why I say your real cost is that. So anyway, not practice, work on getting your charts good. If you have too many lines on your charts, erase them, start all over. Again, you can start however you like. You can go to a day chart, draw your main levels on there, and then break it down to a 4 hour or 1 hour, however you want to do it. Like I tell you, I personally go day and 2 minute. That's just me. May not be how you like it. You can use whatever colors, make it pretty, draw pictures, however you like. It's a very personalized thing. And I do want to thank everybody for being here today. We are here live for free on all the social media outlets, all the TikTok and Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitch, X, YouTube. Go get our um, free Discord at AmericanDreamTrading.com. By the way, we do have a special running. Now, this may be withdrawn at any time. I haven't asked Coach today because I was busy today. The offer may be withdrawn if it isn't already, but you can get 25% off your yearly membership or monthly, however you want to do it, by entering the discount code 2025, which is 2025 for the new year. At checkout, you'll see a box there. You type in 2025, click apply. It'll take 25% off yearly memberships, any new membership only. You can do it monthly, quarterly, 6 months, yearly. And it's going to take 25% off the first payment of however you do it. So, now, next Monday, we'll be giving something away, but you're going to have to be here. I'm not going to tell you what it is. So, if you're interested in a giveaway, right, might benefit you. Make sure you tune in next Monday between 2 and 4 p.m. Same place, same bat channel. We will be here Monday through Friday, 2 to 4. If you have any questions about anything we've discussed here today, you can immediately review this video and any other past videos of our live broadcasts on our YouTube channel, which would be American Dream Trading. You can get it on YouTube or any of the other major ones, but YouTube's pretty well organized for us. So you can go back and review any of these at any time, plus the other 2,000 videos that we have on our YouTube channel, American Dream Trading. Go check it out, but make sure you grab that free Discord. If you have any questions, write them down. Come back Monday, and we'll discuss them live as time allows. So everybody have a great weekend. Make sure anybody you come in contact with that you leave a positive impression and a lasting positive memory. Make somebody's life, make somebody smile this weekend. And one last thing, go Buckeyes!